A sharp slowdown in the job market has pushed unemployment to 4.3%. And here in California, it's even higher.
And while inflation has skyrocketed, the amount unemployment insurance pays out has not changed in 2 decades. On your side's Christine Lazard takes a look at why this is and how it's impacting Californians. This was shocking to me when you said that.
Surprising.
Well, one of the things I love about our viewer emails is often I get these emails and I open it and go, I hadn't thought about that. And most Californians don't until they're on unemployment. And then they're like, how am I supposed to pay all my bills? How am I supposed to stay in my apartment or my house? California's average weekly wage back in 2004 was $806. Today it's more than $1,600. But the weekly benefit amount paid to those on unemployment hasn't changed.
The year was 2004. A gallon of gas was on average less than $2. The median price of a house in LA County, $396,000. Today, it's $1.2 million. The average price of a new car 20 years ago, about $21,000. Today, it's nearly $50K. And in 2004, the average American family spent $278 a month on groceries. Today, that same family spends 70% more to put food on the table.
You just got to count your pennies.
Steve Sachs works in production as an assistant editor. Back in May, he was laid off, so his only income right now is his weekly unemployment check. He says it barely covers his rent at a tiny apartment he shares with a roommate in Hermosa Beach.
Gas, food, credit cards, auto insurance, cell phone. That's coming right out of my savings.
And that savings is running out.
Maybe another 3 months. 4 tops.
And what do you think about that?
That's tough. It's scary, you know? You just got to keep grinding. You hope for the best.
As a contract worker, Sachs has been unemployed before, back in 2009 and 2020. But he says it's never been this hard to make ends meet. That's because the maximum weekly benefit amount for unemployment insurance has not changed since 2004. Not by a penny. It still sits at a $450 maximum and a $40 minimum.
You see this in our state. You see the taxes go up. You see the high gas prices. You see yourself getting taxed over and over again, and the cost of living is through the roof. But unemployment?
Unemployment benefits in California lag behind most other states. A recent analysis by Forbes Advisor ranked California 47th in the nation for how well it pays its out-of-work residents. Colorado has a weekly benefit maximum of $781. Illinois, $787. Oregon is $813. Massachusetts and Washington's maximum is over $1,000.
It is a travesty, really, that we pay so little.
Lorena Gonzalez is the head of the California Labor Federation. She points out that while California leads the nation in raising its minimum wage,
and yet when people are the most vulnerable, when they're without a job, when they're in between jobs, when they're, let's face it, a little desperate, that's where we're not taking care of them on a tax that they actually pay. That doesn't make any sense. And if you look at our maximum benefit, it's barely above the minimum benefit of states like Oregon and Washington.
The Employment Development Department, or EDD, told us they don't set the benefit amounts. That's up to lawmakers in Sacramento. But Governor Gavin Newsom said last year when he vetoed a bill to make striking workers in Hollywood eligible for unemployment benefits that the state's unemployment insurance debt is now $20 billion.
So what can Californians do if they want to see this change?
We have to bang the drum. I'm so glad you're doing this story. This is what we keep trying to explain to folks. It's not until you're in that position that you realize how little those unemployment benefits are.
I'm a single guy. If I had wife and kids, you can't live off this. I don't know how people do it.
State unemployment benefits are funded through payroll taxes paid by employers, but California businesses only pay these taxes based on the first $7,000 of each of their employees' annual pay, and that figure has not changed since 1984. For perspective, in Colorado, the taxable wage ceiling is more than $67,000. So there's some people who are saying we need to raise that. Obviously, businesses concerned about that because they'd be paying more into the system. But at this point, I think everybody can agree that there's something wrong with it. You know, we're in debt, we're not paying people enough to, stay in their homes, and then obviously that contributes to the homeless issue that we have. So
it's a vicious cycle.
It is surprising that it's California. You would think maybe California would be leading the way on this.
Yeah, I mean, we are with the minimum wage, right? Which is what she pointed out. But, you know, if there's not money in the system, they can't raise it.
Right.
So we have to figure out a way to make the system more solvent.
Okay. Christine, thank you.